Un vēl kaut kas.
Man ir jautājums, kā tātad atbrīvoties no pieķeršanās, bet saglabāt motivāciju, jo bieži vien motivācija kaut kam ir tātad mērķis kaut kādas tādas, beigas kā pieķeršanās, kā saglabāt līdzsvaru. Var īsi tikai, kā tātad atbrīvoties no pieķeršanās.
How to get rid of attachment while keeping, being motivated, because
being what? Sorry, being what?
Being motivated to
for
do
what?
something.
Sorry, what?
Motivētam darīt ko?
What are you saying?
Vispār, tā kā, kaut kas mūs dzen uz priekšu, tātad bieži vien tā ir pieķeršanās, tieksme pēc kaut kā.
Often what drives us forward is attachment.
That's right.
So
Okay.
if we get rid of attachment, we kind
No, I understand. No, okay, I understand this exactly. You see, this is where it's so Buddha's model of the mind.
Buddhas prāta modelis.
On the one hand, it sounds very cute.
No vienas puses.
You know, you use words like love, attachment, anger. It sounds so cute. We don't talk with such simplistic terms in modern psychology. We use very sophisticated concepts now. But so it seems kind of cute, you know, oh yeah, love, oh attachment, oh anger. But don't misunderstand.
Tas modelis var šķist ļoti jauks, bet mūsdienu zinātnē mēs izmantojam daudz sarežģītākus iedzienus, un arī šeit nevajadzētu uztvert
The
vienkāršot.
Buddhist model of the way of the mind and how it works.
Buddhas prāta modelis, kā tas darbojas.
Again, coming from these amazing Indians.
Tas nāk no šiem
If you read you know, it's dealt with in such depth in all the literature.
Literatūrā tas ir ļoti detalizēts.
It's incredibly complex.
Tas
incredibly fascinating how the mind works, okay?
Kā prāts darbojas.
So, the Buddha then, in the model of the mind about, you know, we're going to go more into the week, but when we look at the mental consciousness,
kad mēs aplūkojam mentālo apziņu,
which is where the workshop is, as Lama Zopa says.
Tas ir tas, kur notiek izdevies.
All our thoughts, feelings, emotions, unconscious, subconscious, instinct, intuition. There's levels and levels and levels, way, way, way more subtle and nuanced, I would suggest, than the way we tend to think in the West, which focuses on the brain, the physical makeup. Do you understand?
Ir daudz dziļāki līmeņi, nekā mēs rietumos fokusējamies runājot par smadzenēm.
So the key, this is the point that already implied it, the key distinction that Buddhist psychology makes
Galvenā atšķirība budismu psiholoģijā
is between the way the so-called negative and positive minds work.
Ir tā atšķirība starp to, kā darbojas pozitīvie un negatīvie prāti.
They're utterly distinct.
Tie ir ļoti
atšķirīgi. In their nature, they're completely different.
Savā dabā tie ir ļoti atšķirīgi.
So we do not have a view like that in our culture.
Mūsu kultūrā mēs to tā neuzskatām.
In our world, we give equal status to something called anger and love, something called compassion and jealousy. We all assume they got equal in a human being, and you're a reasonable human being if you've got some of all of these. Hopefully not more of the bad than the good. Do you understand? Generally speaking.
Mūsu kultūrā mēs uzskatām, ka ir vienlīdzīgas tiesības būt labiem prāta stāvokļiem un sliktiem prāta stāvokļiem, kā dusmām un mīlestībai, tas viss ir vienlīdzīgs.
So then the key thing is, and again, it's you know, it's Giannis's point about the negative. We have to learn to understand in detail, first intellectually and then experientially through meditation, the way the neurotic states of mind function.
Bet mums ir jāizpēt vispirms teorētiski un tad praktiski sevi, kā darbojas neirotiskie negatīvie prāta stāvokļi.
And you know, so of these ones, the key one as far as Buddha's view about suffering is concerned is that attachment is the main cause of day-to-day suffering.
Un no negatīvajiem galvenais, kas vada mūsu ikdienas dzīvi, ir pieķeršanās.
But this word we use in our culture,
bet mūsu kultūrā
virtually synonymously with being close to somebody as a virtue.
Pieķeršanās ir sinonīms būšanai tuvumā.
So the first thing we have to do
bet pirmais, kas mums
is use Buddha's definition.
Ir jāizmanto Buddhas definīcija.
We see it as so cliche, right? It's so kind of cliche the way we understand this word.
Mēs to uztveram ļoti klišejiskā veidā.
But before I even describe it,
pirms es to pat sāku aprakstīt,
the trouble is,
tā problēma ir tāda,
it comes along in our experiences completely mixed with some of the virtuous states of mind.
Ka pieķeršanās mūsuprāt nāk kopā ar jau pozitīviem.
Let's say I say, oh, I love Giannis.
Piemēram, kad es saku, es mīlu Jāni.
Let's say I'm in love with Giannis.
Vai ka es esmu iemīlējies Jāni.
Well, 99% in the beginning, it's attachment.
99% gadījumā tas ir.
So if that's true,
Un, ja tas tā
we
ir,
better understand what he means by attachment.
tad mums ir jāsaprot, ko nozīmē
Lamieshi said,
pieķeršanās.
I can tell you about attachment for 1 whole year.
Lamieši teica, es varu stāstīt jums par pieķeršanos 1 gadu.
We will never begin to understand it
Mēs pat nesāksim aptvert,
until
ko
we
tas
start
nozīmē.
looking deeply inside.
Ja vien mēs nesāksim dziļi izpētīt to
As he
sevi.
would put it, to be our own therapist.
Ja kā viņš teica, būt pašiem ar
So-
saviem terapeitiem.
Without even going to detail what it is,
Tad neieslīgstot par
and how it's
ko tas nozīmē.
utterly different from what's called love, which is under the positive heading.
Un kā tas atšķirās no mīlestības.
They're totally separate states of mind.
Šie ir divi ļoti atšķirīgi prāti.
Before we even go into that,
Pirms mēs pat aplūkojam dzīvi to.
oh, it was too long a sentence. Now I can't remember the beginning of the sentence. I'm sorry, I need an editor in my head. But no, we have to understand that for us they're virtually synonymous.
Mums ir jāsaprot, ka mēs pieķeršanos un
I
mīlestību
can't tell one bit from another. So when I say I'm in love with Giannis,
Tad es nevaru teikt, ka es esmu iemīlējies Jāni.
I love Giannis.
Es mīlu Jāni.
So let's analyse the difference.
Ir jāanalizē
So
atšķirība.
what is attachment
Kas ir
and
pieķeršanās
what is love?
un kas ir
Well,
mīlestība?
attachment's a delusion under the first heading. Neurotic, delusional, disturbing, afflicted, all these terminology we learn. They're all these different synonyms.
Pieķeršanās ir maldinošs neirotisks
Delusion.
stāvoklis.
Neurotic,
Maldinošs,
delusion,
maldinošs,
neurotic,
neirotisks,
disturbing,
traucējošs,
affliction,
uh,
non-virtuous.
negatīvs,
negative. They're
negatīvs.
all synonyms.
Tie visi ir
Okay.
sinonīmi.
And so let's analyse what attachment is.
Analizēsim, ko
Not
nozīmē
love
pieķeršanās. Bet vēl ne
Okay, first of all, because of eons of practicing it,
Tā kā mēs eoniem ilgi esam to praktizējuši,
we come into this life completely programmed with it.
mēs esam ienākam dzīvē pilnīgi
At the most energetic, deep level,
visdziļākajā enerģētiskajā līmenī.
it's this profound feeling of never being enough,
Mums ir sajūta, ka mums nekad nepietiek.
never having enough,
Nekad nepietiek.
always missing something,
Vienmēr kaut kas trūkst.
always dissatisfied.
Vienmēr mēs
It's
esam
so
apmierināti.
painful. It's just always there at a default mode.
Tas ir nokustoties mūsu režīms.
Then naturally what it gives rise to is the next level of attachment,
Un dabiski, kas nākošais parādās,
which is hankering after something, craving for something that we think is naturally, we think is missing.
ir, ka mēs augstam pēc kaut kā.
So the obvious first level of this attachment, this next level, craving,
Un acīm redzamais piemērs šādam
is the object of the senses.
ir, ka mēs augstam pēc maņu
So
objektiem.
like this attachment causes us to hungrily look out there for something that will fill up the gaping hole.
Pieķeršanās liek mums alkaini lūkoties ārā, kas varētu mūs aizpildīt.
So let's say it's a boy I want.
Piemēram, ja es saku, man gribās puisi,
Somebody else could be chocolate cake.
kāds grib, piemēram, kūku,
Somebody else could be harming others.
kāds grib darīt pār
You know?
citiem,
Somebody else could be to money.
kāds grib mūsu
I mean, attachment is infinitely creative
Pieķeršanās ir ļoti
in
radoša.
finding the object that we believe will be the one when we get it.
Radoši
That will
tajā
cause
lietā,
happiness.
kas mums šķiet, ka mums
That will
radīs
take
laimi,
away the pain.
kas atbrīvos mūs no sāpēm.
So then, you know, I'm looking for the boy.
Piemēram,
This attachment's driving me like a motor. It drives me like a motor. It's there all the time, underneath, non-stop.
tagad man pieķeršanās liek man meklēt sev puisi.
And so when it gets the boy,
Un
it sees that shape and colour over there,
tad, kad es,
labelled Giannis,
tad, kad es ieraugu puisi Jāni
and
šajā
then past
vienā
karma
formā,
ripens between us.
un pagātnes kara nobriest,
So this attachment will be like a vampire.
un šī pieķeršanās darbosies kā
And
vampīrs.
glom onto this shape, this person there.
Tā piesūksies šim veidolam.
And within about a day,
Un dienas
I've
laikā
written this entire novel for
es
the rest of my life.
veselu novelu, visas dzīves garumā.
This attachment, the next level, is now caused him to look totally divine to me.
Šī pieķeršanās liek man uzskatīt Jāni kā kaut ko dievišķu.
It then naturally, simultaneously causes incredibly delicious feelings in my body and mind.
Un automātiski manā ķermenī rodas ļoti patīkams sajūtas.
Then it causes me to believe that he's the cause of all my happiness.
Un tas liek man ticēt, ka viņš ir mans
And
laimes
we
stāvoklis.
will be together
Un ka mēs
until
būsim
the
kopā.
eternity.
Līdz
Finally, I
mūžības
found
beigām.
happiness.
Beidzot, es atradu laimi.
All of this is the function of attachment.
Tā viss ir pieķeršanās
And it's
funkcija.
spontaneous,
Un tas notiek
automatic,
automātiski.
programmed
Tas ir
from
ieprogrammēts.
countless lives Buddha says.
No
So it's
neskatām
under,
dzīves.
so a really kind of intense way of describing what attachment is, summarising.
Tāds ļoti īsts veids, kā tos apkopot,
It's this frantic,
ka pieķeršanās ir šī trakā
craving
augšana,
to get what I want
iegūt to, ko es gribu.
Every millisecond.
Katru milisekundi.
And all that is the nice things.
Un viss, ko es gribu, ir
attachment cannot stand anything but the nice things.
Un pieķeršanās nepacieš.
So the millisecond my attachment doesn't get what it wants.
Un tajā brīdī, kad man pieķeršanās
the millisecond is 5 minutes late.
To, ko tā grib.
Looks at me not perfectly.
Kad,
looks at somebody else.
Paskatās uz kādu.
Farts in the sheets instead of the toilet.
Un nopirkjās toalegos nevis toaletē.
You know, doesn't answer me perfectly.
Neatbild tā, kā es gribu.
Doesn't do everything my attachment wants perfectly.
Nedara perfekti to, kā
what's that called?
Kā to sauc?
Anger.
Tās ir dusmas.
Aversion. Panic.
Panika.
You know, frustrated, annoyed, irritated, depressed. They're all variations of aversion.
Aizkaitinājumība, dusmas, nepatika. Tas viss ir nepatikas veidi.
Which is the response when attachment doesn't get what it wants.
Tas ir rezultāts tam, kad pieķeršanās nedabū to, ko
so attachment is a junkie, basically.
Pieķeršanās nozīmē,
now, if I had only attachment but no virtue, no love, no compassion,
ja man ir tikai pieķeršanās, bet nav ne mīlestības, ne līdzjūtības, ne citu labu.
I would eat him up for breakfast and leave the bones and walk away.
Es apēstu viņu līdz galvaņiem un dotos.
I would be a monster.
Es būtu monstrs.
Look at even vaguely selfish people that you know.
Paraugamies tikai uz aptuveni
savstarpēju. Their attachment is stronger than their love. Stronger than their compassion.
Tas nozīmē tikai to, ka viņa pieķeršanās ir spēcīgāka nekā.
So in the beginning, we call it love.
Mēs saucam to par mīlestību.
And the point is, of course so love, what's love?
Un tad kas ir mīlestība?
That's a virtue.
Tas ir tikums.
It's altruistic.
Tas ir altruistisks.
Attachment is completely I-based.
Pieķeršanās ir balstīta uz
by definition.
Pēc definīcijas.
It's frantic. It's fear-based. All delusions are fear-based.
Visi maldi ir balstīti uz bailēm.
I-based.
Balstīti uz
neurotic.
Neurotiski.
Nightmare.
Murgaini.
Thank you. So the virtues are spacious, reasonable, altruistic. So of course so love is, may Janus be happy. Now, my attachment has a big vested interest here. I feel blissful. He looks divine. He looks at me like I'm an angel. And my biggest attachment, more than the sex, drugs and rock and roll, is approval. He's looking at me, stroking me, praising me, approving of me. That's our biggest attachment. So of course I want him to be happy. I'll think about him day and night. But look what happens to my love when he gives me up for a younger version. My love will be turned off like a tap. And now I will hope he suffers. So love and attachment have nothing to do with each other. The tragedy is we only are attached to those we want to be happy. And the only ones we want to be happy are the ones we're attached to. The ones we're attached to and the ones who do what my attachment wants. Do we recognize what I'm saying? Huh? So honey, until you realize emptiness, you're going to have attachment. But as you progress, you take a little bit of pollution away. Every time less attachment, a little bit more love. Less attachment, a little bit more love, a little bit more compassion. But it's really tricky. Long way to go. So we have to learn to live with it. You don't get all the pollution out overnight. It's gradual. But why it's so important to learn the Buddhist model, to understand this distinction, we're going to go much more in the week, you know. And then on the basis of some concentration meditation, being your own therapist, and learning to hear these thousands of thoughts in your own mind, your own head, and to distinguish them. That's the skill. That's the job of being a Buddhist. And it's incredibly tricky. Because attachment is primordial. Do you understand? So that's why it demands such introspection, such clarity of your own mind.
tas prasa ļoti lielu introspekciju, ļoti lielu skaidrību.
But don't expect it to all go away.
Nevajag
You see, right now, it's impossible for us to have love without attachment because we're not realising, we're not highly realised. And I'll prove my point.
Šobrīd mums nav iespējams kādu mīlēt nepieķeroties.
I mean, it's obvious with Jānis, with our friends, anybody. You know, you might see a homeless person and you have compassion, for sure. But let's say they stood up after you left and start wandering after you and they kept wanting your money and want your car and want your house. Excuse me, what happens to your compassion? It won't last long, you call the police.
Viņš pieprasa mūsu naudu, māju un mašīnu, tad mums pazudīs līdzjūtība un mēs
So our compassion and love are there.
Mūsu mīlestība un līdzjūtība ir.
But when it gets too close, and he demands too much from me,
kad viņš prasa pārāk daudz,
we're out the door, you know, our attachment takes over.
Tad mūsu pieķeršanās nevar.
So when you hear what a bodhisattva's like,
un kad mēs dzirdam kādu
he's gone beyond attachment,
kas ir
beyond ego grasping, as Trīs said.
Kā Kirtī Senčam teica.
For a certain level bodhisattva, the action of cutting off their hand and feeding it to a starving animal is as inconsequential as a leaf falling off a tree. That's when you have no attachment, baby. And not just that, but no ego grasping. You finished it, you realise emptiness. And you've added infinite love and compassion to the mix. We're capable of that. Way to go, baby. Start by wanting to give you one, as Lama Zopa says, one tiny drop of blood to that little mosquito. Good stuff. So being our own therapist is a great phrase of Lama's. It's really powerfully true. Because right now, all these thoughts in our head, it's like they're in a big soup. It's a big soup going on in there, a big soup of emotion, good and bad and negative, all mixed together. But my feeling is it's a pureed soup. You can't distinguish the attachment from the love. So that's why it's so powerful in our daily lives. With some introspection. Even then, the only time we're going to really know that we had attachment is when it doesn't get what it wants. So as long as Jānis is kind to me, and strokes me, and loves me, and looks at me, and does everything I want every second, of course I'm going to be happy. Of course I think, oh, he's wonderful. But look what happens when one little baby thing goes wrong. So if we're really practicing, we'll be so happy to discover the attachment, because the only reason I get angry is because I've got attachment. Attachment is at the level of deep assumption, primordially deep. The level, and we keep going, ever more subtle. So be really humble and patient, and that's why you learn to know your own mind well. And that's why before you have your dinner, the only reason we eat is because we're attached. Come on. It's totally an experience of attachment. So before you shove the food in the mouth, you change your thoughts. You think it's empty. You think it's compassion. I'm going to eat so I can be healthy, so I can help others. And because for the Buddha, every single thought counts. No thought goes astray. You totally transform that experience of eating the food by changing your motivation. But don't think the attachment's gone. You're going to shove it in again. Forget all about your compassion. But at least you trained your mind to start with a new motivation. You're training your mind to put a new motivation in there. So with my handsome Jānis, you can't pretend it's total love and compassion that I have fun together with him. But at least before I do, I try to train my mind with love, compassion, patience, and then have our fun. Do you understand?